What is up, YouTube? Team TB11 here, and today I am going to be bringing to you guys my Dragontail Canine deck list. I really like this deck. It's definitely between this and Yummy for me. Still heavily debating on it. Both decks have their ups and downs. Yummy is more consistent and has, one-card combos. With this deck can play through more and gets hit by less hand traps, and like half the cards are breakers as well, so they're both very good. I'm probably going to go with Dragontail on this one just after all this testing. I think it's better suited to me. Really a personal opinion on that one if you ask me. But either way, Vanquish is still going to beat both easily, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so let's get into it. For our Dragontail stuff, we play 3 Lucius. Very, very broken card. Unfortunately, for all the combos, you have to have at least one hand trap or have one body in hand, so that's what kind of makes the deck a little less consistent. Because, like, if they hand trap you there, you're losing more than one thing. But they also lose to less hand traps. It's really Impulse that hits this deck hard, but next format, Impulse isn't going to be huge. Then you have your Fremina. It's kind of like your main fusion for the deck. It's a quick fuse, so you'll be doing that a lot on your opponent's turn. Then you have your Muller. Right here, it's better here. This is another quick fusion, except it's like your normal summon quick fusion. Opening Muller's great. Otherwise, you don't really use him. It's really only an opening kind of thing. He's never in the combo otherwise. If you open him, you open him. If you don't, you don't. You'll usually also search him if you go into your Shadal stuff, which I am playing a small Shadal package. Then you play your one Urgula and your Pan. Opening, these are okay. I'd much prefer to open Pan just because it's another interruption. But ideally, you want to open this and probably one of these. That way, if you get hand trapped, then you're chilling still. If you don't, you can just search this because it's also a negate if it's used as a fuse. A lot of these guys have effects if they're used as fusion materials, like all of them can set a Dragontail spell or trap, and some of them have other effects, like I told you. For this one, it negates a monster, and this one pops one. And this one, you can target a spellcaster Dragontail in your graveyard, return this to the bottom of the deck, and add it back to your hand. So great, because you want to always have that in your graveyard, or in your hand. That is your Dragontail monsters. Not much else to be said about them. They're pretty straightforward. Then for your spells and traps, you have your 3 Kitu, which is just search any Dragontail. Broken, it's just basically a spell version of Lucius. And then you have your 3 Raha, which is your fusion. Opening this and one hand trap or any monster is just great because it's still full combo. So it's fine opening anything really. These are really the only 2 bricks of your Dragontail stuff. Your traps, because you set these usually. They're broken though, so it's okay. They're +3. This one is a return or a bounce, and then you can return 1 Dragontail in your graveyard to the deck and draw a card. And then this one is a spell trap negate, and then return 1 from your graveyard and draw a card. So they're both +3s. They're both very broken. So that'll do it for your Dragontail side of the engine. Then you have your canine stuff. So for your canines, it's very straightforward. You got your 3 Izuna, the best card of the deck, really. You can normal summon pretty much all of them if your opponent has 2 or more cards in their hand, and then for this one you can dump a canine. So you'll usually dump your Lupus, because if your opponent activates a monster effect from their hand or graveyard, you can summon Lupus and immediately seize. So it lets you play a lot in your opponent's turn. Same thing goes for this one. if your opponent activates a monster effect in hand or grave, special summon it. So that's what kind of makes it a hand trap, because you can Xyz on your opponent's turn with this. So especially now with there being a lot of graveyard effects and hand effects, it's just really good. So then you got your 3 Jokul. Very broken if you have any other level 6 in your hand, or level 5 I mean. Really, really good, because what you'll do, let's say I have a Jokul and a Zuna in my hand. I'll go Jokul, summon both of them, and then I can go effect to dump Lupus. I can go effect of Jokul to search Lantern. Then I can Xyz into a Ripper, which is a hand trap negate, and then I can use Lantern to summon my Lupus Engrave and himself, and make our pretty much any rank 5 we want, depends on the situations, but it's just 2 free bodies at the very start off of 2 cards, along with our full Dragon Tail combo, so it's just great. Not to mention we can play around with things like Nibiru, Ash, which can get really annoying. It's really good, so these 2 are definitely very nice. We were talking about Lupus earlier, my favorite of the K9 cards. I love this card because he can literally make Typhon on your opponent's turn, so that's really fun if they're playing a high attack point deck, such as I don't know, Vanquish Soul, stuff like that. So it's very good. Either way, even if you're not making Typhon, it's just good to have because you can Xyz it into literally anything. So it's great. And then Lantern, as we said earlier, which can also search you any K9 spell. And then you have your Case, which is a search for a monster, and you have your X-Force Liberation, which is pretty much rank up magic for K9s, except you can just summon any other K9. So doesn't matter if the K9 monster is a rank 5 going to rank 9, it's still gonna work and it's still broken. Of course, that is the brick of the deck, but there's gonna be bricks. So that is it for your K9 cards. And then of course you have your Shaddoll package, just 2 Shaddoll beasts. It lets you draw into more monsters or hand traps, and it also lets you go into El Shaddoll window, which is a floodgate, which is really nice. So very good card. I was considering playing at 3, but I think 2's fine, because I don't want to overdraw it. Now for your hand traps. So the hand traps are going to be a little weird for this deck. Play 3 Nib, because Nib's going to be really good next format, especially going into things like Yummy. 3 Thualos, 2 Perilia, and then 1 Talents, 1 Called By. So like I said, the hand traps are not very high, but that's okay because, you know, your K9 cards are essentially hand traps, like Azuna and Lupus, so add 4 hand traps onto that. A lot of it's for going second, which is fine. Of course, you have your 1 breaker. A lot of Dragon Tail fusion monsters are breakers. Yeah. It's really nothing more needed. You could replace Ash, or you could put in an Ash, you could put Ghost Spells in. Ghost Spells are pretty good next format, actually. But I think this is fine. So, I don't have a problem with this ratio. I think it's good. So yeah, that will do it for our main deck. So now for the extra deck, we have, so for our Dragon Tail cards, we have 3 Altherion. This is the breaker I just mentioned. You can fuse it with 1 Dragon Tail and as many monsters from hand as you want. And then for each monster used to summon it from your hand, you can bounce a card from the hand, or from the field or grave, back to that owner's hand. Really good, can be used to recover materials or just hurt your opponent. And also, if 2 or more monsters leave the field at a time, then it can summon itself, and then banishment will release the field. Then you have your Grimoire. Very good card. I don't end on it as much anymore. I still play as a 3F because it's just decent and usually part of a lot of your end boards. For this card, it's really just if you fusion summon, pop a card, and then it has the same effect to summon itself back if 2 monsters leave the field. So yeah, and then for our generic fusions, we have the Crown Dragon, which is probably the fusion I go into second most. I go into Altherion a lot. It's very good. Going into Yummy, Vanquish Soul, Mirror Match. It's good into pretty much everything next meta. That's what's great about it. Basically, if your opponent summons uses an effect to summon a monster or summon itself with the same type. Actually, what am I saying here? Let me just read it. Let's see here. If a monster uses its effect to, sorry about that. If a monster uses its effect to special summon itself or a monster with its same original type, except during the damage step, you can target one of those special summon monsters, banish that monster, also banish all monsters on the field with its same original type. So yeah, sorry, that took a while. So it's a breaker. It's a great breaker. Going into a lot of things. Next format. Then for your mirror match, you have script. I never can pronounce this. Secreton, I think. It just completely shuts down your match. You make it during your end phase or during your opponent's turn. Neither players can special summon spellcaster or dragon monsters, so it just shuts down the mirror. So you're chilling. And then you play your El Shaddai window, which just stops normal summoning. So it's very good. I mean, if I play against Flu, then GG's. So yeah, that is it for our fusions. Now for our Xyzes. So for our canine Xyzes, we play one werewolf, one hound, and one Ripper. Ripper is a search for any canine and is the hand trap negate. This is a tower. And then this is just this guy has two different effects. If my opponent activates a card effect on their turn, then I can hand rip. If they activate an effect on my turn, then I can destroy a card. So it's very good. Situational, has a lot of attack. Very strong. Works really well with a lot of things. Plus it's good just to OTK. And then you got those guys. You just got your generic rank 5, which is very good. Valon is just broken. It just places into face down defense mode. Very good. And then you just got Typhon Zeus. Zeus I go into quite a lot. Comes up a lot. And then Typhon doesn't come up as much, but if I need it, it's there. I feel like it's going to come up at some point, which probably will. But that is it for our extra deck. I'm really liking this deck. I like how consistent it is, but you have to really narrow down on your hand traps, which I don't think is very bad. I mean, if you have to narrow down on your hand traps, just play more engine, just do it, man. Especially with this deck, it's just good. There are other versions of this deck I was considering testing out, but I think I like this one the best. There's the Dragon Maid version, there is Pure, which you'll play with like Cartesia, and then there's the Majestus one, but that's not very good right now because Spoon is OCG exclusive. Otherwise I'd be playing that version because it's so good. But that is going to have to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this content, and I'll see you guys later. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace out, guys.